This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys, quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. We're in the middle of an advertising war, and I'm going to tell you how to win. We're besieged with 20,000 ads a day. The only way that any one advertiser can get heard is to advertise that much harder. So they up the ante to 20,217 ads a day. Oh, it works for a while. And then, soon enough, everyone else advertises that much more. The playing field levels out and the whole game starts over at 20,306 ads per day. This is war, and when I think of war, I think of zombies. And strategy. I think of strategy, too. Many ads are written as if they're just a piece of writing. They aren't. There's a huge difference between written ads and spoken ads. Just listen to the radio. Spoken ads are a whole different beast. Remember your purpose when you're creating an ad. Radio and podcast ads are not intended to sell product. The listener is rarely able to buy immediately. They're listening over lunch or on a treadmill or in their car. See, you're probably listening over lunch or on a treadmill or in your car. Am I right? The goal of a spoken ad is to engage the listener to start the sales process by calling a phone number or visiting a website. One key is repetition. People remember what's repeated. If you're advertising Grandma Cuddle's Daycare Center, don't try to get listeners to sign over custody of little Sally or Raja or Renee sight unseen. No. A better goal is to get listeners to visit grandmacuddles.com or to come by the center for a tour of the kiddie playroom and persuasion area. As anyone who's ever bought a timeshare on beachfront property in a war-torn country you never want to visit again knows, interactive persuasion is where the real money is. Be brief and repeat. You won't persuade people if you bore them to death. Dead listeners make great zombies, but lousy customers. Long ads get boring. People tune out and they don't hear your message, unless you're a trained hypnotist, which I am, in which case once they've tuned out, you can hypnotize them into becoming members of your world domination movement. A 30-second message is plenty. If you can't grab someone in 30 seconds, spending an entire minute relentlessly assaulting their eardrums will not help. What will help is repeating a shorter message several times during an episode. People remember a short message repeated several times way more than a long message repeated once. People remember what's repeated. People remember what's repeated. Some radio ads are almost nothing but repetition. Grandma Cuddles Daycare Center. Keep your little darlings in a well-controlled environment. Visit grandmacuddles.com now. That's grandmacuddles.com for shockingly good daycare. Grandmacuddles.com is your electrifying answer. Visit grandmacuddles.com now. That is repetition in action. People know what daycare is, so Grandma Cuddles isn't going to spend time explaining. She just pounds her message home with a sledgehammer so that when you get to your web browser, you actually remember grandmacuddles.com. People remember what's repeated. Move your listeners through emotions. Your job in a spoken ad isn't sales. It's getting the listener to your phone rep or your website. So think emotion. You want people to feel motivated. You want them curious enough about your product so that they take the next step of contacting you. Each sentence moves them through the chain of emotion. First, they have to decide that it's relevant enough to pay any attention at all. Then, they need to want to know more about what you're offering. Only then do they care about choosing between alternatives. If your ad starts off, "Try the world's most popular app ever, Frobos," you'll lose a lot of people. People don't know what a Frobos is, and they don't care that it's popular. Popular comes later in the sales process, once they've decided that they need Frobos and they're choosing whom to buy from. Let's try again. Want to get back at the kids who bullied you? Frobos lets you spy on your enemies with a convenient drone-mounted camera, catch them doing bad things and post the pictures to social media, or just blackmail them directly. Grandma Cuddles uses Frobos to keep track of all her little kitties. Best of all, photos can be beamed directly to missing persons departments. By the way, people remember what's repeated. Have you ever noticed how many radio ads feature chipper-sounding actors reading what's obviously a script? Oh, Mohindra. Gee, Susan, I don't know what to do with little Pankaj. He's driving me crazy. Susan. Well, Mohindra, have you tried Grandma Cuddles Daycare? Little Chris went to Grandma Cuddles and now there's no talking back. Grandma Cuddles sure knows how to whip kids into shape. I can't even imagine how she does it. Just visit grandmacuddles.com to schedule a visit with you and little Pankaj. That's grandmacuddles.com. Ads like this work because they tell a little story. In 2 sentences, they have characters, motivation, plot, adventure, and even a touch of mystery. People hear the story and they relate to it. I mean, how many people haven't known what to do with a kid here and there? Once they relate, They listen carefully to find out how they can get the electrifying experience of Grandma Cuddles for themselves. Stories don't list features. They illustrate a specific situation that the listener can relate to, in this case a bad little child, and tell the story of how the product solves the problem. Once the listener identifies, they'll listen all the way through to the end, they want to find out how the story ends, and they'll want to know more. Then you'll tell them, again and again, because people remember what's repeated. Make your next steps crystal clear. All ads must lead to a call to action. Call this number or visit this website. Make it memorable and make it easy to remember. Make it rhyme. Make it less than 5 words because people can't remember anything more. Easy to remember, easy to remember, easy to remember. Just visit Grandma Cuddles Daycare Center in centralohio.com for details. No. Too many words, too many syllables. Visit grandmacuddles.com now. Short, sweet, easy to remember. You can say it several times because people remember what's repeated. One more thing. These are spoken ads. If your URL or company name is ambiguous or hard to spell phonetically, you will lose customers. If I tell you to visit write.com, is that R-I-G-H-T, R-I-T-E, W-R-I-T-E, or W-R-I-G-H-T? You know, but your listener doesn't. Grandma Cuddles is phonetically unambiguous, even though she still might want to spell cuddles out loud so people know that there are 2 Ds. Finally, repeat. Repeat your call to action at least twice and make sure it's the very, very last thing in the ad. People remember what's at the end of the ad. You thought I was going to say repeated, didn't you? Because people remember what's repeated. And I've said that several times. Now, it's your turn. Go build awesome ads. Then buy ad space on quickanddirtytips.com podcast network. You'll use brevity, repetition, emotion, stories, and calls to action, and you'll win your advertising war because you'll know that spoken ads are a different breed from written ads. Just ask Grandma Cuddles. Business is booming so much that she's investing in another entire crate of Froboz's surveillance drones. This is Steve Robbins. Follow Get It Done Guy on Twitter and Facebook. I help high achievers accelerate or change their careers. I also help them build businesses. If you want to know more, visit steverobbins.com. That's SteverRobbins.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.